Now, IBAT is a not-for-profit public charitable trust. Over a period of time, we have grown into a think tank that aims to provide a platform for policymakers, technologists, academicians, and industry leaders. So we get together, and what's the purpose? We debate, we discuss, and we share our views. While doing that, we cover a broad range of topics like contemporary management, technical issues, geopolitical issues, and also economic issues. So, for today, I would like to invite Mr. Rajaram Shetty, who is a chartered accountant for the last 4 decades. I would like to invite him here, and we will listen to him and get his views on how this interesting group of 12 people have got together and how we will be using this think tank to share our ideas.
We got here people of eminence who are in their own way build their future. Once Abraham Lincoln said, you can predict your future provided you create it. So these people have created, and their journey of life actually should be visualized by all people, especially younger generation. You are welcome here. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
Kiran Acharya. Now there is a saying, wherever you go becomes a part of you. So let's see this. Before going into our next speaker's accomplishments, I would like to delve into what are his interests. So this is what I've gathered so far. His hobbies and extracurricular pursuits are in travel. So there is a saying, don't tell me how educated you are. Tell me how much you have traveled. Now, Mr. Acharya, he is into travel journalism, travel blogging, travel photography. And he's a collector as well. Now, when one is a collector, one has to have certain, tenacious nature like persistence, perseverance, patience. So he collects vintage medical instruments and memorabilia. He collects writing instruments. He collects matchbox label and rare books. That's quite a range of collection. And he is into calligraphy. Now, I have yet to meet a person who is into calligraphy and has not done well in life. Because when you are into calligraphy, what it brings to you is creativity and lateral thinking. Let's talk about his academics. He's an alumnus of Kasturba Medical College, Manipal. He's got fellowship positions in various countries. Let me make a list of all those countries. USA, Germany, Thailand, Barcelona, Israel. Quite an accomplishment, sir. Now, if the world is a book, and those who do not travel, they read only one page. I can't begin to imagine the number of pages in the book that is the life of Dr. Acharya. So, without further ado, I invite him to the stage to talk about his next topic, 100 destinations before I turn 50. Please, sir.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, my first slide has been already covered by... Because people ask me, why do I travel? This was what I was told since childhood, that you need to travel. But when the travel becomes more, wife also tells me that a man travels the world over in search of what he needs, and ultimately he finds it in his own place. But what made me take up a challenge of travel of 100 destinations before I turned 50 was a visit to Nepal in 1999. And 2 years later, I revisited with the hope of seeing some places. Most of the places were devastated by a natural calamity, earthquake. Then I thought, 2 decades later, my physique might change. Earth's nature can have a lot of fury. Some places might disappear and they may not be the same like they used to be. So made a list, and that's how my list of 100 destinations before I turned 50 started. Many ask me, why do you travel? Travel because I'm an arthroscopy surgeon, a knee surgeon, and this is a ever-changing field. Unless I keep learning, I am not abreast with the field. So I go for training sessions, and I also do the training, share my experience with the younger generation. So it takes me to places. So then there is a list of 195 countries in this world. Touching all of them would be just having visa stamps on your passport. It is of no use. Touch and go is of no use. So I made a list of 100 destinations of my choice, and I tried to do it before I turned 50 in 2019, and I could manage that. And then came this pandemic. Now I know that I was lucky to have accomplished this. And my list of 50 included the highest place on the Earth's surface, that is Mount Everest, seeing it with a bird's eye view and also staying close to it, and going to the deepest part of the surface of the Earth, that is Dead Sea, minus 430 meters. Since childhood, we have seen this on matchbox labels and stamps of Mount Fuji. Very happy. This was my 100th destination. Similarly, we would have seen many natural beauties, historic places, or wild desert safaris on your own in a four-wheel drive. And when we travel, we get to see something which is bizarre, like this bird nest soup was being offered in one of the restaurants in the airport. In search of this bird nest, I had to go to the depths of the cave in Borneo. There are also world's deepest railway station in Ukraine. Oldest civilization, Inca. Old man featured on National Geographic cover. I was lucky to meet him in 2019. Explore remote areas, explore remote waterfalls, explore the countryside. Alps are a different story by themselves. Wildlife is another. The migration of wildlife in Kenya was my favorite. Or natural wonders like this cave in Gibraltar Rock or Plitvick waterfalls. So these are all part of my list which I made. Of course, there were some man-made structures like Christ the Redeemer. All this travel requires modes of travel, and airline travel being the most common. And believe me, I am a very impatient person, but the travel it taught me patience. Be ready for last minute changes, last minute surprises. This was the airport in Masai Mara. Everything in one view. And I'm happy to say that after 100 destinations, I have survived so much of airline food as well. It's a proof that it is safe. Staying in hotels was the earlier choice, but later during the travel, I realized non-hotels are a better choice because the hotels offer you a room with a view of another hotel room. So look for family run or a community run small homestays away from the crowds, which do not have Wi-Fi or it is not even found on Google, or stay in places where there is only one hotel. This is a hotel for Mount Everest built by a Japanese at the altitude of 3980 meters. The whole day and night you will see Mount Everest in front of you, and you sip your morning hot lime juice in front of Mount Everest. Or this hotel is the most difficult where we stayed. It takes a 40-minute of rock climbing to reach the room, and then checkout is easy. They give you a zip line to come down in a sacred valley. The name of the place itself is quite a tongue twister. It's called Olente Tambo. It's pronounced as Wayate Tambo. Google that and see the spelling. It's surprising. or stay in a spectacular hotels with a spectacular views. This is Iguazu Falls in South America. I have also lived with the tribals in villages, also lived on the slopes of a volcanic caldera, alpine log cabins, or hot springs in Italy, or many heritage hotels, all with the experience of views or experience of food. These are fishermen's villages in Italy. Cities don't attract me so much. After traveling 50 destinations, you develop an allergy for cities. You tend to go into villages to explore more. Same goes for China and beach destinations like Rio de Janeiro, where they have encased on tiny stretches of beaches for major tourism. All this with the idea of bringing back something to our homeland. How they have beautified their places, how they have beautified their cities, we can inculcate even in our places. There are some mysterious places like this one in a monastery in Jordan, Petra, where no one knows what it is, or the world's biggest temple complex in Cambodia. These are worth exploring again and again. Some temples in Nepal, even today, practice some mysterious ways like Tantra. My father also used to love travel. He used to say, journey is the reward and the destination is the bonus. So whenever we travel, we also look around for various modes of transport and also pause for a while for the sights and sounds and sometimes even the smell. The lavender fields in Aix-en-Provence. Sometimes it's nice to get lost in the tree tunnels along a railway track abandoned during the World War. We were told that there's only one train passing through the day, and the whole tree tunnel was made to prevent attacks from the sky. Sometimes some places don't offer you anything but a view of the trees, something like a Windows wallpaper or architecture. The design is made by a non-architect. Traveling doesn't mean always you need to bring back memorabilia from places. You will only have a lot of magnets on your refrigerator or cabinets filled with memorabilia if you do that. It's better that you experience the place, explore the place, live with the locals, experience their practices, and then also get to see exotic animals, domesticated animals. Go with the fishermen. For this was a salmon fishing in Sweden, or go to a local market to see the locals bargain. They do bargaining just like we do here, or just sit in one corner and paint a landscape. Most crowded places are best explored either early morning or late evening to avoid crowds. That's why you don't see many people in my photographs. who just come there, pause for a while for a photograph and disappear. You need to experience the place, stay there, observe, and sometimes it's good to do people watching as well. One of my favorite hobbies. As I told you earlier, experience, live with the local tribes, explore the countryside, and then the most interesting part is the food. Enjoy the food of the place. Don't go looking for Indian food or a local food in the place where you visit. Look for the food which suits you. I am a pure vegetarian. I can tell you that after traveling 100 destinations, I know now that how many food items I don't need in my life. If the food options don't suit you, there is no place in the world which does not treat you. In one place where they were giving only scorpions and fried objects for eating, and we could find fried bananas, roasted bananas over hot coal. That's also tasty. Or a very cold coconut. And some of the restaurants are spectacular as well. In Japan and Asia, the street food is the best. And always bring back some spices or food items from that place so that you can make the memories linger longer in your kitchen. Sometimes it's good to walk and trek. One day I had to walk 15 kilometers and then 22,900 steps and 39 floors. That means that I climbed a very steep hill. And these are the fruits of labor. You get to see spectacular views at the end of your destination. Whether it is skiing or trekking or walking, you get to see spectacular views. Sometimes you end up in an old book shop. This is another favorite of mine. Found in a village called Montepulciano in Italy. It's nowhere listed. You won't find it on Google. All this is possible if you are able to go a little outside the itinerary, explore the place, and then finally, if you have very limited time, like sometimes in my itinerary does not allow many days, you hire the services of a local photographer or a local guide to come with you, and he can show you some things which guidebooks do not show you. Serene places hidden from general view. Birds which are seen only by locals. Local practices and customs are best explored by local. That's called traveling like a local, traveling like an insider. With all these 100 destinations, I have books and books of scrapbooks. Every year I make a scrapbook like this for travel, and all my memories are safe and intact in this. Going through the book itself is like a journey again. I also have a blog. I also give talks on these travels to focus groups. And coffee table book on 100 destinations is also on the cards. With this, I thank you for your attention. The final message is one need not replicate what I have done. It just happened by serendipity, accident. But I have enjoyed it, and my aim of making these presentations and sharing my views is to just spread happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, dear friends, for watching this episode of iTALK. iTALK is an event that was brought to you by IBAT, the think tank, in association with U-Channel. This edition of iTALK tried to bring in 12 thinkers, doers, and idea generators from diverse fields on a single platform. I hope you will watch and listen to our 11 other speakers too and enjoy it. If you have liked our program, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on subscribe button. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, dear friends.